So we are waiting for the rest of the students, but we have a quiz today. And is there anybody who's scared? No? Or yes? Or maybe? Or we don't know yet, huh? All right. So it is easy. Don't be scared. So you got a bit scared because you thought that it is a quiz. Sometimes I come here, I tell the students, I distribute the pages and tell them that like this, I write quiz. And then they are all scared after I have distributed the pages to them. So then I tell them that don't be scared. What you have to do is to write one word or one sentence, or you can fill up the whole page about F-E-A-R, about fear. So some students write one word like lizard, cockroaches, yes? Some write many sentences, right? So, but today it is a different quiz. I told you that in the last class, I tell the students that you have to write my deficiencies, right? I gave you the feedback of the mid-exam. And now it is your turn to give me the feedback. So, and I told you the reason for it is for me to improve my teaching, and because I am transferring the knowledge to the next generation too. So I should know my own deficiencies. I see my own self with my own eyes, but also I should see myself with the eyes of my students, right? So it is indeed a pleasure to recommend a good, obedient, humble student of mine for higher studies. As a teacher, I had the opportunity to judge his performance at the class level and found him a good learner. Now, he has completed all his BSc Honors Biotechnology and Genetic Engineering courses, and he is interested in higher studies related to his field of specialization. So, a student asked me to write a reference letter for him, so I wrote it. So, sometimes I go to school and interact with the school teachers because my kids, they're studying over there. So, for me, it is important to interact with them. And since the kids, they're the kids, so as an elder, I should communicate many things about my kids to them. You are grown-ups, yes or no? So you don't need that, but even then, yes, sometimes some of the students bring their parents here, and yes, I meet them too, right? And many times when I start the class, so in the beginning I tell you, how are you? How do you feel, right? But today I did not say that. Okay, but you understand, all right? So, whenever we are sick, we are getting sick as well. So what do we do when we get sick? We do like to take the medicine. But 90% of the medicine is what we call dalasa alcohol, right? Don't scare any patient. It could be like an emergency kind of situation, but the first and foremost for you is to look at the person who has the accident, and if you're sick, it is also kind of an accident, but you know that what do we call dalasa, you should do that. Now, you are not afraid from this word anymore, Q-U-I-Z, or exam, E-X-A-M, right? So I ask you this feedback from you. And I'll share the slides, lecture slides, and that's it for the final exam, right? Some of you did not appear in the med exam, and yes, so you will go through the med exam as well on the final exam day, right? Okay. And maybe I teach you another subject in the next semester.
In sixth semester.
Yes. So the deficiencies that you provide me here will help me in the next semester. And by the way, you enjoyed the program yesterday, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it was fun, right? So I started this session with writing this QUIZ. And when I write this QUIZ, so the students, they get scared with it. And then I tell them to write something, either one word or a sentence or a whole page, right, about what is FEAR. But today it is not FEAR, it is deficiencies in my teaching. So that I would be able to teach in a much better way to the next sessions, right? So I'm asking for the deficiencies, and then I'll discuss it here. Because all the time I discuss the deficiencies here then, and try to sort out the self-assessment along with you. And then I'll leave the class. Wa alaikum salam. So we have a quiz here today. The quiz is QUIZ, but in green ink, not in red ink. Don't get scared, right? So all you have to do is to write and give me the feedback about my teaching. So find out the deficiencies in my teaching. And it could be either one word that you're writing, or one sentence, or you can write the whole page, right? So it is another kind of activity. Yes? One activity you went through yesterday? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
And now this is another kind of activity that you're engaged in. All right, so is there anybody who is left? Okay. So let us start. Okay. So it is like this. First and foremost, you should know that your land excuse is there as well. Land excuse. This is what I learned when I was doing metric and FSC. What is a land excuse? Who can tell me? Hey, you. What is a land excuse? It is a land excuse if you're telling me aap gussa karte hain, right? Yes, I am also an emotional person. We all have emotions. Yes, you get angry. Yes, and then you don't know. Maybe if you have the gun and then boom, boom, boom. Yes, you will do that. You kill people when you're angry. But I don't kill anybody. I just tell you the right way, that this is the right way. Huh? And do this. And if even then you're trying to be Einstein, then you're messing up, right? So, okay, unfortunately in our class, some of the students cannot understand and they get nothing from you. No, this is a lame excuse. Everybody gets something from me, right? Everybody gets something from me, and it depends on you. If you're learning, so you can learn. I'm providing the environment for you to learn, right? But somewhere in a book I have read that teaching and learning, and then learning is an active process. Learning is an active process. So if you're learning, so you can learn. But also in the book I read that if you teach a person 100 times and that person is reluctant to learn, you cannot teach him. You cannot teach her. So keep this in mind. I, in the beginning, told you that this is the reference letter that I wrote for somebody. And if you are having such lame excuses, don't expect such a reference letter from me. Because you have to learn, and based on that, you have to move forward. And then maybe you're doing your PhD. So some of my students, they are not here. They're outside the country and they're studying. And they learn many things from me. So if you're still not learning, you're reluctant, this is your problem, not my problem. You should pinpoint your own shortcomings, right? Then another lame excuse, बस थोड़ा गुजारा करो, थोड़ा बहुत गुस्सा करते हैं आप, करता है, right? Another thing about language, when we're saying something and the person is elder to us, or even not elder one, we say tasu sange, Margarita vayu tasange, right? There is a difference, right? But saying this, bas thoda guzara karo, you should see the boot. I will pick it up and don't do this. Never do this. मीठी जुबान इस्तेमाल करो. ये क्या परले दर्जे का लैंग्वेज है? हाँ, आप एक टीचर को या किसी भी को, बच्चे को क्यों ना कहो, लेकिन this is not the right structure. बस थोड़ा गुजारा करो. This is not the right structure. Never do. Okay. So, okay. There are many things here. Okay. Okay, now here, in the end, okay. But sometimes I cannot understand what you are saying in English because your voice is low. Lame excuse. Lame excuse. It is never low. If you're learning, so you can learn, you have everything here. Back in my days, you were not having these mobiles. So it is now an internet, it is now a computer. Many things you can do with this computer. But even then, you're using it for the entertainment. Do the entertainment. Yes, my kids also entertain with the mobile. Yes. But learn something. Okay. You did not provide us slides on time, and I'm one of those students who did not easily memorize too much things at short time. You should first provide the slides to students and then teach them the exact topic. You see the boot? I would like to take it out. So, look, if you're in the class, sometimes, some of the students, they're recording it, writing it, right? Some of the students, all of it, but a word, and this is the entire lecture. Oh, I knew each and everything in the lecture, but this word was missing, and I should not forget this, let me write this. So you're memorizing things here. It is not based on, because I have shared a book in the beginning in the group, and I know who is reading the book. Who is reading the book? So don't say awkward things, pinpoint your own. You should do your own self-assessment here, okay? Everybody agrees because everybody has written things honestly, but there are few that are messed up, so next time be very careful, don't mess up, huh? Okay, sarcasm is a very nice, polite, and also very kind. This sentence I heard from other students, but I also experienced it. Be in contact, be in touch with your seniors too. And in the beginning, I have told you that I'm learning from everybody. I'm learning from my own kids, I'm learning from you. But do you learn from me? It is a question. Now, look, this is another success story right here. Honestly speaking, I'm very weak in English grammar, but now I try to write some sentences daily. Why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? Why don't you do it? There are some students who are picking it up, they're learning, but why don't you learn? जब आपने कहा था कि daily एक word and sentence लिखो, don't write this, लिखें, right? So I tried this and now alhamdulillah मेरी ये weakness खत्म हो रही है. Okay. So many of the students have written about this English language that it is a trouble or this and that. No, it is not. It should not be a trouble. It should not be a trouble. Another thing, and somebody has pinpointed it exactly with the words that not only we are learning this, but we are learning many other things. So those many other things include our physical and mental health. Yes, I try to put you in a state of mind where your mental health should be in the high spirits, like the goosebumps. Like the goosebumps, all the time you're thinking, oh, jiggy, 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 right? Okay. So teaching methods are also changed to digital. So some of you were doing the lame excuses. Yes, it is now digital. So if it is digital, we should use the technology, we should learn, and we should be in, right? And somebody is writing here, sometimes we cannot pick the idea from these PDFs. So where do you pick up the idea then? You can read, yes. You can listen. If you're reading, you're using your eyes. These are the devices. Yes or no?
Yes.
If you're listening, you're using the ears. Yes or no?
Yes.
So use your five senses, or if you have sixth sense, use the sixth sense as well. There could be seventh sense as well. Use that, right? So somebody is writing there are two deficiencies. Okay, in which the first one is that I cannot understand your lecture fully. That is okay. I also, I was a student, I could not pick up each and everything. But I use certain devices. I use my eyes, I use my ears, I use the ball pen, I use the notebook, and I used, yes, later on, the dictionaries. So why don't you use that, huh? And then you would get the lecture completely, right? Then again, somebody about the language that Urdu. I told you there are two paths for you. One to become an ambassador or a deputy commissioner or a DPO, and the other one is to do something in science, right? So both of them need you to learn this language, And if you're still stressing this language or that, I can पख्तो के अंदर तो lecture दर कोले शमा, def कोले दर कोले शमा. Alfaz بدلني the science alfaz use the to sue and that science, huh? The bomb dala lumuna aflam. Fix sure. Okay. And somebody is writing that you need no improvement. We need improvement all the time. We need improvement all the time, right? So I'm correcting you. And somebody is also writing that we are repeating the same things over and over again. And yes, I repeated the same things over and over again because I tried to judge you based on the repetition. I repeated many things, so many times. Flowing, for example. And I'm stuck on the thing which is being repeated again and again. So don't get stuck now. Yes? Whatever we discuss, it is going to be in the exam, that's it. And it is sufficient for all of us. Another thing that if you have learned one word from me or one thing from me, there is enough for this entire course, right? It is enough. Okay? So, whatever we have done is sufficient. Okay, somebody is saying that I'm tolerant because there is this immature behavior in the class as well. So right now everybody understood that there is no immaturity anymore. All of us are mature. All of us understand what is good for us. So we are all going to improve ourselves, right? So if there is something lost, there is a saying or a quotation, if you remember. If it is lost, so this is lost. If this is lost, this is lost. But if character is lost, everything is lost. So right now, somebody is pointing out toward health. So if health is lost, you should think that something is lost. And I try to keep you mentally in a good state of mind, right? In a good state of mind. And I told you many times that the younger kid back at home, what he is doing, he used to bring 0 out of 10. But he used to be like sad. He would come home back, I'm sad. He would say, I'm sad. I would tell him, don't be sad. This is mental health. Don't be sad. It is okay. You're improving, but you have to work hard. You have to work hard. Now he's coming home back 5 out of 10, 8 out of 10, and again 0 out of 10. But what he does, he's dancing. I got 0 out of 10. So mental health and everything you should think, right? Okay. So thank you so much. It was a wonderful journey, and we have started this journey, and we will continue this journey. I'll teach you in the next semester as well. So let us meet in the final exam. Yes? Okay. All the best, okay?